Chapter 19.
He looked so much like Axe, so much like Prince Elfangor, and yet so totally different. The difference wasn't something you saw, it was something you felt. A shadow on your soul, a darkness that blotted out the light of the sun. Evil, destruction, not the impersonal, programmed destructiveness of the ants. This was warm-blooded, deliberate evil. His body was an Andalite. He was the only Andalite controller in existence. The only Yeerk ever to infest an Andalite body. The only Yeerk with the Andalite power to morph. Visser III. Visser III, who had murdered the Andalite Prince Elfangor while we cowered in terror. Visser III, who even the Hork-Bajir and Taxons feared.
Well,
he said, thought-speaking to us.
I have you at last, my brave Andalite bandits. Fools! Do you think we never change our frequencies?
Yeerk, Axe said in a silent voice loaded with hatred. Visser III's main eyes focused on Axe.
A little one,
he said, surprised.
Are the Andalites now reduced to using their children to fight?
Axe started to say something, but Jake snapped.
Shut up, Axe. None of us communicates with him. Give him nothing.
Axe fell silent, but he was practically vibrating with rage and hatred for the Yeerk Visser. It wasn't surprising. Visser III had killed his brother. But Jake was right. We couldn't get into a conversation with Visser III. The rest of us still wanted to hide the fact that we were humans, not Andalites. We could too easily slip and reveal the truth. Visser III seemed to be enjoying his big moment.
What a colorful assortment of morphs,
he said.
Earth has such wonderful animals, don't you agree? When we have enslaved the humans and made this planet over in our image, we will have to make sure and keep some of these forms alive. It would be entertaining to try some of these morphs myself.
None of us said anything, at least not anything that was human. Jake did snarl, drawing his tiger lip back over his teeth.
Especially you,
Visser III said to Jake.
That is a beautiful, deadly animal. I approve. In fact, I was going to demand you demorph, but I have a better idea. You see, we have a guest aboard the mothership. It will be entertaining to show you to Visser I as you are.
I was sick with dread and fear, but not so afraid that I didn't notice a sneer in Visser III's tone when he said, Visser I.
Did you catch that?
Jake asked me in the thought-speak version of a whisper.
Yeah. Visser III doesn't like Visser I.
Visser III must have given some signal, because at that moment, his blade ship appeared overhead, shimmering into view as it decloaked. The blade ship is far larger than the bug fighters, and very different. It is jet black. It's built like some kind of battle axe from the Middle Ages, with two curved axe-head wings and a long diamond-pointed handle aimed forward.
We're better off making a run for it,
Rachel said.
It would be suicide,
I said.
As long as we're alive, there's hope. Yeah, Visser III is taking us to the Yeerk mothership to show off for his boss. Some hope.
But Rachel did nothing, and I did nothing. And we all just stood there, under the watchful eyes of 100 Hork-Bajir. They must have landed out of sight while we were busy watching the one bug fighter. Axe had used the wrong frequency. The Yeerks had figured out we were laying a trap, and our trap had become Visser 3's trap. A couple of dozen of the Hork-Bajir leaped down from the high wall of the quarry and surrounded us. They kept their Draken beams leveled at us as the blade ship landed on the quarry floor.
Go. Obey Fargurash. They're Horlit.
One of the Hork-Bajir said, in the strange mix of English and their own language that they use. He pointed to the blade ship. A door had opened in the side.
I can't fit in there,
Rachel said. But as she approached the door widened to her size. It stretched and grew as if the metal skin of the blade ship were alive. What a pathetic little crew we were, trooping inside the blade ship. Weak and pathetic and stupid to imagine that we could ever have resisted the Yeerks. Visser 3 was right. We were fools. This wasn't even my fight, I thought. Not really. This wasn't my time to die. I guess I wanted to feel angry. But what I felt was numb as I trooped into the blade ship with the others. You know, like I wasn't really there almost. I was past feeling anything, I guess. I just kept thinking, it's happening. It's finally really happening. The next day was Sunday. My dad would go to my mom's grave, alone. It would be a while before he would admit that I too was gone. Just like when my mom died, there would never be a body. Just like my mom.